Today I wanted to talk about a topic that is a bit scary. All the topics I am coming up with are very scary for me personally. I have been struggling with my faith to be fair, for the past few years. Ever since I left high school, to be specific. I believe in God. I don't by any chance think that this is just chance that happened over billions of years and now we have evolved. I have just been questioning so much, and it's not because I want to stop believing or anything. It's just because there are so many rules in the church. I know that's what Christianity is. There needs to be order anywhere. I just think there's just so much, especially in my church. I have points here because we don't want to get distracted. In my church, we've been raised, to think we are the chosen church. I go to the Seventh-day Adventist. Does God really care about that? If so, then what about the billions of people going to the other churches that they are? What if I was a Buddhist? Does that mean I won't go to heaven? I was born an Adventist, always been that, went to an Adventist high school. So religion has never been like something, oh no, it's raining. I know it will affect the quality of the sound. Maybe this is God giving me a sign. Is the sign to stop or to keep going? Like, for people who read the Bible a lot, what does the rain mean? There are people who are like that. Sorry, if this affects the audio for some reason and you can't hear me clearly, just amp the volume. I know my videos are usually low volume anyway, but let's assume that's just background music for now. I'm distracting myself because I'm so scared of talking about this, because my mom is a very Christian lady, and maybe when she watches this, she might be a bit scared that, oh, Mercy is losing faith. And I'm not, mom. I'm just saying how I feel. Calm down. So anyway, I wanted to tell you about my experience going to an Adventist school. The main focus of the school was, of course, education, but sometimes the focus was also religion. So we were building both sides of our life. That was the point. For example, on Saturdays, we didn't go to class at all. In fact, it would be like a punishable mistake if you were found studying on Saturday. This was a mandatory thing where everyone had to do it, no matter what religion. If you compare that to other schools, stories I hear from people from other schools, there was choice, but we never had that choice. To make it worse, the sermons we had in school were kind of focused on like attacking other churches, and I think that's why some Adventists, they battle with this once they like leave school. I think it's like a false sense of righteousness. It just feels like I'm just stuck in somebody's belief. It's been putting me in a really difficult position. I believe in God, but I don't know if I believe in the denomination I go to. The switch for me happened when I left high school and I realized, wait, no one is forcing me to go to church. I'm not going to get punished if I don't attend church. If church makes me uncomfortable, I can just walk out. I started looking back at the reasons I believed before. And the reasons I believed mostly was because of fear. There's so many things we were just threatened with. When I left high school and went into campus, started living on my own, I had freedom to do whatever I wanted, but at the back of my mind, I just still felt like if I don't go to church this Saturday, God will be very mad at me. Then I will lose that relationship, and then what do I have? I still know God is there, but I have to go out of duty because I don't want God to be mad. Maybe that's not how the pastors meant it, but that's how I understand. And then I started feeling guilty. I started talking about relationships. You should be in a relationship with someone who believes what you believe. If you're in a relationship with somebody different, God will disown you. And I felt so much in sin that I decided to get rebaptized. So then I got rebaptized and I found the faith again. All this I'm doing because of fear, because I'm so scared I have made God mad. So then, to appease God, I'm going to get rebaptized because that's something they preach a lot about, getting rebaptized. And so I did, and I felt better about myself for a period of time, and then things started coming again. Why do I need to feel forced? So then the baptism faded. If you think about God and if you think about his existence, like how big he is, it says the whole world is like a grain of sand to him. No matter how big he is, he zooms in on each of our like he has so much information constantly about everyone. And not only does he have like information of our lives and what we are going through, the Bible also says he knows exactly how many hair follicles each of us have. So I don't think things like what we eat is really what he cares about. Maybe I'm wrong. Once we have that genuine connection with God, then he'll show us what to do. Then he'll give us the Holy Spirit to give us the strength to do what he wants us to do, because he knows us. I hope you're enjoying watching this video so far. It takes so much for me to do these videos, to dig deep and to be vulnerable like this, and I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. If you're enjoying it so much, you might just as well subscribe and turn on notifications so that next time I post, YouTube can notify you that I have posted and you can come and watch more videos. If you think of people in the Bible, Moses, for example, he was chosen by God. He led the Israelites from Egypt to Canaan to the promised land, and he did all these big things. God chose him, but he was not perfect. The reason why he had like an epiphany and all that is because he murdered a soldier. Abraham and Sarah, God told them to do one thing: just wait for a son. If it's not Abraham, just insert the right name. God told them to wait for a son, but instead of waiting, they felt like, I'm getting too old, so they took a slave by force and made her pregnant. Solomon was the wisest person. He asked for wisdom. Oh, that's so nice. But then he ended up marrying every woman from every country and then taking up their gods and then not listening to God anymore and then failing. To think of everyone in the Bible, they are not perfect, and I think that's the point of the Bible, is to show us that people are not perfect. We are not perfect, and God is not asking for us to be perfect. He's just asking for us to accept him in our lives, and then he'll show us what to do. There's this thing in the church where it says God has a limit of forgiveness. When that day comes, God says, whoop, I'm not forgiving from now on until forward. I don't think that's what he's going to do. If you think of the past, of all the people that have sinned before us and all the people that he chose to use, they were still not perfect, but he still chose them. He forgave them again and again. Moses, even after he was chosen, after he had met God personally, he still broke the 10 commandments because of anger. He was angry. I don't think that was holy anger. He has an anger issue, and if you look back, he actually killed somebody because of anger. He's had that issue since the first day that God chose him. He has walked with God, he has talked with God, he has kind of seen God, but he still has that anger issue. So it doesn't mean because you are suddenly chosen by God or because you are suddenly walking with God that you should be perfect. In my church, some people get excommunicated because they sin. That's wrong. God doesn't work like that. He doesn't eliminate you from his life because you have sinned. Even after, who is this that took somebody else's wife? Is it David? Yeah, I think it's David. Wow, maybe I know the Bible. Maybe if it's not David, just insert the name of that person. He showed great faith in God, but he still wanted a woman. Even after he built that faith, he had that relationship with God, he still saw somebody he wanted. He sent her husband off to war, had her husband killed in the war so that he can take the wife by force. Weird, right? If God wanted, he would have blocked out those weaknesses and just left the perfect, and it will be a book full of perfect people that we should emulate. But it's not. The Bible is a book of flawed people. It's just a story of people going through life, just trying to figure out life, just like we are. They are not perfect. They are just trying, and I think that's what God wants us to do, to just try. The place I am now, I'm just building on those ideas that I am gaining slowly. I am learning to pray again. I am learning to make that connection with God again on a personal level. If you're going through the same journey, or if you have the same questions, or if you stop believing because of what people were doing in the chat, you are not alone, and I'm here for you. You can comment down below and we are going to learn together. God is not looking for you to be perfect. It's not built in you to do the right things, but he can help you. He just wants you to give him a chance. Just pray. Start by just praying and saying how you feel. Or maybe don't even say anything. You don't need to say anything because he already knows what you want to say. We get stuck in the process of prayer, getting stuck in the wrong things. He already knows what you want in your heart. Sit down, close your eyes, imagine he's there with you, and then just wait. Prayer is meditation. Sometimes I fall asleep and I'm praying and people say that's disrespectful and all that, but I think it's kind of nice. I think it's nice when you are praying and you get in such a meditative state that you are so relaxed and you sleep in the presence of God. That means you have slept a very comfortable sleep. He's in your subconscious now and you are with him, and it's just between you and him. If you've gotten to this point of the video, I would really love your feedback down below, and if you enjoyed it so much, you can subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications.